say strong, OPSU.
Public-private partnerships, we call it the pay more, get less plan. So what the government always says is the reason they like to do them is because the private sector raises the money, accepts the risk, and the government's absolved of all the risk. Well, I can tell you that's just not true.
What we know is that privatization is a ripoff. It's a ripoff of the public. It diverts billions of dollars, literally billions of dollars, out of public services and into the pockets of investment bankers, of private corporations, of international hedge funds. Basically, the kind of people who are meeting right across the street right now at the Canadian Conference for Public-Private Partnerships.
I'm happy to be here today with the We Own It campaign, a wonderful campaign begun by OPSU, calling this demonstration at the Canadian Council for Public-Private Partnerships. The people who are meeting in that conference are the ones who are trying to take the things that we own in common.
We know in 2014, when the Auditor General put out her report, over $8 billion that year alone was being wasted on 3Ps.
What does she do? She's selling Hydro One. And she says the same thing that Mike Harris said. When we privatize and deregulate, rates will go down and we will have greater efficiencies. And the rates have gone through the roof.
The workers at Pearson, we call YYZ, 50,000 workers, contracting out regularly, going for the bottom wage that the employers can possibly get away with paying. And it's all about one thing. It's about setting up Pearson for a big fire sale privatization.
And that's why we're standing up to Metrolinx and saying no to privatizing transit. That's why we're standing up to City Council and saying stop starving the TTC, start funding the TTC so that transit riders know what a publicly owned and fairly funded transit system looks like.
If Pearson goes private, guess what? You're not flying cheap anywhere.
They think that privatization is good for us, but they are mistaken. The hydro has impacted the rent because before we were able to pay rent and all was included, but now we have to pay hydro. So thanks to privatization, this happens.
And now Wynn wants to sell and has already sold 51% of Hydro One. And what we are going to give up by way of profits is anywhere from $400 to $500 million each and every year in perpetuity, meaning forever. And do you know who's going to pay for that? We are.
When you purchase your alcohol at the LCBO, that revenue that's generated gets reinvested to fund public services, social services, public health care, public education, community centers, and infrastructure. But when you purchase your alcohol, let's say at any number of the grocery stores, that goes back into the owners, like for instance, Galen Weston, who's the owner of Loblaws.
We are not going to let you take the things that we own. We own them and they're ours. Hands off our services.
The vast majority of Ontarians oppose privatization, want to keep our public services public, and don't want to see this ripoff continuing. It will take you and I and our friends and neighbors and family, but together we will reclaim our services, we will reclaim our communities.
We own it! Stop the privatization!